Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all for being here today with us. That was amazing panel. Thank you for sharing your experience and for covering the topic. And now it's time to pass to the new format that we've decided to test here on Civic Tech Summit. It's not that new as you can imagine because it's well-known format of Fuck Up Nights, but like Civic Tech Summit edition. And basically, we are still not only public figures here, but also startup people. And if you're a startup guy, you can't live without humor, in particular without jokes about your own failures. Believe me, it's just impossible. And our next keynote speaker will speak in stand-up format. So this is basically, again, the first Civic Tech stand-up. And please welcome on the stage another representative of the already known Prozorro platform, Vasyl Zadvornyi.
Hi. Hello. Yeah. Can you hear me? Cool. Great. So guys, again, hello everyone. It's pretty to be here today. Not seeing you basically in this scene. Yeah, my name is Vasyl Zadvornyi, and starting from the November 2016, I joined the Prozorro team. And basically today I'm gonna try to do my first like a stand-up presentation about my biggest fuck up. Probably after that presentation I will have much more great events to talking about my biggest fuck up. But yeah, let's try for today. And while thinking about my fuck ups within the Prozorro, I was a bit confused because choosing the biggest fuck up from working in the Civic Tech project, and Prozorro is definitely Civic Tech project, it's like coming in McDonald's and asking, could you please select me the most unhealthy food from your food? I mean, come on, it's everything here. So everything looks like fuck up over here. So I basically will share with you my experience, not about the tech side of the project, but rather about the dealing with the project in Civic Tech environment. Because as far as I seen, there was a lot of stuff about messengers and security and so on and so forth. So first of all, you should be aware that dealing with the Civic Tech means dealing with a kind of legislation. And probably you do think that like the legislation and laws is created like in the peak, like when the father grounders gathered together somewhere in the US and they think a lot about the problem and they analyze the new researches and they conduct a lot of meetings and then they select the best solutions. And then they put the law in the parliament, and then the members of parliament also conduct their researchers, and then they got the great law. No. In the reality, that looks like absolutely differently. So first of all, you basically will be trying to solve the problem that no one solved before you in the same particular way. So you'll be an innovator. Like, in case of Prozorro, while writing the new law for the public procurement department, there were not a lot of countries in the world, to replicate the idea from. So definitely there is a country like the Cyprus with a good public procurement system. But come on, there's no logistic problem in the Cyprus. You can drive from one part of Ireland to another in 2 hours. And probably if I would be procuring something in Cyprus, there it would be only wine and olive. So like there's no idea how to solve this problem. So you need to be the brave in order to deal with the Civic Tech. Another big deal is that then you need to reconcile this legislation with the people who basically aren't aware with the problem you are trying to solve. So I mean, when you find the solution, then you go to someone and present them your law, and it's look like, you know, so they ask you, okay, guys, so you are talking about some kind of procurement procedures. You are Prozorro, okay. So can we sell the house on your platform? And you told them, okay, guys, so we are Prozorro. There is a Prozorro sales. They call the Prozorro sales because they sell. We are procuring, and they say, oh yeah, okay, so let's move on your legislation. So you need to be a patient in order to deal with the legislation as well. And at the end of the day, when the law goes to the parliament, and they ask you, okay, so how much time do you need in order to build the product, actually to code the product? And you think, okay, so if we will try to do everything in parallel, and if we won't sleep, and if we will work overtimes and on Sundays and on Saturdays, so we will try to manage it within 9 months. And you say to the member of parliament, okay, it will take us 9 months, and they say, oh, great, 9 months, cool, yeah, you have 6. So I mean, like, you need to be the brave and the patient double times in order to deal with the civic startups. The second part of problems and the fuck-ups you probably will face is connected with the implementation of your product. So at the beginning of this year, Ukraine faced the pandemic unexpectedly after like 3 months of news of pandemic in China. We also faced the coronavirus, and we understand that we need to buy some medical stuff in order to deal with it. And then the policymakers came to us and they say, okay, guys, so let's develop some specific procedure which will help us to buy as quick as it possible, but still be transparent as well. And you have like 5 days to doing that. And it's look like, you know, you are driving in a car and someone say to you, okay, let's open the sunroof. And you told him, oh, guy, we do not have a sunroof over here. And he said, okay, you have 5 minutes to complete this task. So we tried to find some kind of solution. It was like a compromise between the comprehensive solution and the transparent solution. Still, we create a simple reporting procedure which is being used in Ukraine, and basically compared to another country, Ukraine looks pretty good over here, because in Spain, for example, they do not have any kind of report about the coronavirus procurement at all. Probably that's why Spain is so popular between our civil servants. And then we implemented this solution, and right now everyone can see, based on the Prozorro data, how much money was spent in order to buy medicine, in order to buy masks, in order to buy another medical stuff, in order to build the roads, and what the journalists basically wrote. The most journalists wrote that Prozorro spent the money from coronavirus to build the road. So the second outcome from the civil tech startup means that it's not only the problem to build the great solution, you also need to communicate and to support it after its implementation. That's why we spent like hours and hours in order to explain the situation with the coronavirus's procurement in the Prozorro cases. And the third part of my story would be about basically communication. So, well, first of all, just keep in mind that haters gonna hate you every time. And the most popular thing I ever heard about the Prozorro from the friends of mine is that Prozorro does not work, they still stealing our money, and that's it. So, I mean, just keep in. And the second part of the story is you need to tell about your product every single day, every single thing. you know, like you are just staying in the Memento movie, or like explaining your technical solution to someone who does not use the technology and forgets each hour what he was told an hour before. For example, I already that there is the Prozorro company, which basically buys something for the government, and there is a Prozorro sales company, which is led by Alexey Sobolev, which basically sold something from the government to the citizens. So we buy, they sold. That's why they called Prozorro sales. And at the beginning of this year, a legislation of land selling was in the parliament, and the lands are being expected to be sold through the Prozorro sales, and the Prozorro in the same moment started its e-commerce project. It's looked like an Amazon or Alibaba for procurement, just to buy something through the e-shop. And what the major Telegram channels from the parliament members wrote at this moment, yes, definitely Prozorro will sold the lands through the e-market. So come on, yeah, like Prozorro sales, Prozorro selling, procuring, nothing still keeps, and you should repeat it, and repeat it. And again, you need to be the brave and patient in this particular way. Basically, probably the most, the major output from my working in Prozorro, and at the end of the day, the greatest fuck up of my working in the Civic Tech still would be that I just started too late. Again, regardless of all this, you know, like big pressure and unexpectancy and uncertainty, only here I can feel myself making something really important, uniting with a lot of people and using technology for resolving really important problems, not just, you know, buying yacht for some kind of top manager. So that's it from my side. Thank you a lot.